Hi, this is for Banggood Technical Support. This is my Yashin Tyro79, and I've already been in contact with technical support because initially when I started to put this together I discovered I only had 3 of these little standoffs, the plastic standoffs, one of the plastic standoffs, and also the connector from this socket here that has to go across to the camera had the wrong sort of, or the cable for that had the wrong kind of plugs on it, so it wouldn't work. And they have kindly said that they would give me a small refund to help out. Now, so since they replied and told me that, I purchased a small, like a kit that has all these standoffs in it, and so I've used that refund whenever it comes to help pay for this. And also I purchased a cable that's basically it's a run cam cable, and it has the right kind of connector to go into the camera. So yesterday I got this all together. The video board goes on top of here, video transmitter, and plugged the camera in as well, and checked it out in some goggles, and I can see some of the on-screen display information is showing on the output, but I get a black screen. So I was thinking, what could give me a black screen? And then I realized, well, maybe it's not getting video input. Like live video input, not just the on-screen display stuff, which will come from the flight controller. So that sort of isolated it out to the camera, the lead, maybe this socket here, maybe further back. So I then swapped the camera out with a small camera that I've got off a flying wing, and that camera works fine. It's a run cam camera, and that works at 5 volts as well, and that was just exactly the same situation, blank screen apart from seeing the on-screen display stuff. So then I thought, well, maybe it's the lead, because I've swapped the lead out. So I checked the lead for continuity from each end of it with this multimeter, and the lead was fine. There was no issues with the lead. So then I went further back and I thought, well, maybe it's this socket, or maybe it's the power coming into the socket. So I determined that this ground pin over here is the same as the second pin on the camera socket by continuity, and I also determined that this +5 here is the same as the +5, which is the first pin. So I thought, well, okay, I can power it up and see what's going on here. And so this is basically what I did. Plugged in the battery. And that powers up fine. Initializes. So it's a bit difficult for me. It's very fiddly, but I know that Banggood likes to see videos. So this is the ground. So I'm going to try on my multimeter to see if we get 5 volts. Right now, sometimes I'm getting 5 volts and sometimes I'm getting 0. And I thought, what is going on there? And then I went back and I went to YouTube and I went and looked at a video channel that a fellow that I subscribe to, Curry Kitten, who Banggood sponsors, and he does lots of reviews of Banggood products. And I saw that he had a review of this and that he'd had quite a few difficulties. And one of them, well, the main difficulty he had was exactly what I'm having here. He had a problem getting power through that pin. He was a bit more fortunate than me. He has a microscope and he can see right down to that pin. I'm afraid my eyesight's not that brilliant, and I can't see it, and I don't have a microscope. But what he found was that there was a dry joint, and on his greatly magnified one it was really obvious. But the fact that sometimes I get 5 volts, sometimes I get 0 volts when I'm pressing onto that pin, that tells me that there's a problem right there at that pin. I'm not that good at soldering little tiny things, so, you know, bigger pads, yeah, that's fine, but not these tiny things with another pin right next to it and an IC chip right next to it as well. So I'm not sure what the right solution is. To me, it seems like there's a problem with this socket. That's the way it came faulty. You know, not really the socket, but the solder connection. And I'd like to see if Banggood could help me get this sorted out so that I can fly this, because it looks like a great little quadcopter. I'm just a bit frustrated that I've been having all these different sorts of problems with it. Anyway, I'll send off an email and I'll point you in the direction of this video. Thank you.